There is a quiet force in your life that is easier to lose than most people admit. It is not talent. It is not motivation. It is not even time. It is momentum. Momentum is that small forward motion you create when you keep your word, take the next step, finish what you started, and refuse to let one rough day become your new identity. It is the feeling of, I am moving. I am not where I want to be yet, but I am moving. And when you have it, you need to protect it. Because life will not always attack your goals with one huge disaster. Most of the time, it breaks momentum in small ways. A missed workout becomes a skipped week. A messy desk becomes a messy routine. One late night becomes 3 tired mornings. One negative comment becomes a reason to shrink. One disappointing result becomes an excuse to stop trying. That is why you must learn to guard your momentum. Not with fear, not with pressure, not with perfection, with awareness. Momentum does not require a perfect schedule. It requires a protected direction. It is built by small decisions that keep you connected to the person you are becoming. You do not need to be amazing every day. You need to stay in motion long enough for your effort to start working for you. Think about a person pushing a heavy cart. At first, every step is hard. The wheels resist. The ground feels uneven. The body wants to quit. But after a few steps, the cart begins to roll. It is still heavy, but now it has movement. The smart person does not stop every 10 seconds to question whether they deserve progress. They keep pressure on it. They guide it. They protect the motion they fought to create. Your habits work the same way. At the beginning, discipline feels awkward. You are fighting old patterns, old excuses, old comforts. You are proving to yourself that this time can be different. But once you get a few days of clean effort behind you, something changes. You start trusting yourself a little more. You become less dramatic about the work. You do not need a perfect mood to begin. You just begin. That is a powerful place to be. Do not treat it casually. Guarding momentum means you do not let a bad hour steal the whole day. If you lose focus in the afternoon, you reset in the evening. If you eat one meal that does not match your plan, you make the next one better. If you waste 30 minutes, you do not punish yourself by wasting the next 3 hours. You come back quickly. The comeback speed matters. Strong people are not strong because they never slip. They are strong because they do not build a house in the place where they fell. They get up, they adjust, they return to the path before the mind has time to create a whole story about failure. You have to be careful with the stories you tell yourself. I always mess up. I can never stay consistent. I am just not that kind of person. Those sentences are momentum killers. They sound honest, but often they are just old beliefs trying to keep their job. Replace them with something more useful. I got off track, and now I am back. I do not need to feel ready to take one step. This moment still counts. That last one is important. This moment still counts. Many people wait for a clean starting point. Monday, next month, a new year, a fresh routine, a better mood. But life rarely gives you a clean starting line. Most progress happens in the middle of a messy day with an imperfect plan, after something did not go the way you wanted. That is where momentum becomes real. Not when conditions are beautiful, but when you choose direction anyway. Guard your environment too. Momentum needs fewer leaks. If your phone steals your focus every 10 minutes, do not call it a discipline problem only. Change the setup, put it away. Turn off what pulls you backward. Create friction between you and distraction. If certain conversations always leave you smaller, limit how much access they get to your mind. If your workspace makes every task harder, clean one corner. If your goals are too vague, write the next action so clearly that your future self cannot misunderstand it. You are not weak for needing structure. Structure is how you protect energy. And remember this: momentum is often quiet. It does not always feel exciting. Sometimes it looks like drinking water instead of reaching for another distraction. Sometimes it looks like doing 10 focus minutes when you wanted to do nothing. Sometimes it looks like leaving the argument, Finishing the assignment, walking into the gym, saving the money, practicing the skill, or going to sleep on time. No applause. No dramatic music. Just a private decision that says, I am still in this. That is how people change. They win the private moments until the public results have no choice but to show up. But you also have to guard momentum from arrogance. When you start improving, do not act like the work no longer applies to you. A good week does not mean you can abandon the habits that created it. Confidence is healthy when it respects the process. It becomes dangerous when it thinks it has outgrown the basics. Stay humble with your routines. Keep doing the simple things. The basics are not beneath you. They are beneath every strong life holding it up. And if you are in a season where you feel like you have no momentum at all, listen closely. You do not need to rebuild everything today. You need one honest action, one cleaned space, one completed task, one walk, one message sent, one page read, one promise kept. Momentum begins smaller than your ego wants it to, but it grows stronger than your doubt expects. So today, do not ask, how do I fix my whole life? Ask, what keeps me moving in the right direction? Then do that. Protect that. Repeat that. When distractions come, return. When doubt speaks, move. When you slip, recover fast. When you feel tired, lower the intensity if you must, but do not abandon the direction. You are building evidence. You are building rhythm. You are building a life where your actions and your ambitions finally begin to match. Guard the small progress. Guard the quiet routine. Guard the promise you made when you were tired of living below your standard. You do not have to sprint. You do not have to impress everyone. You do not have to be flawless. You just have to keep the motion alive. Because once you learn how to protect your momentum, you stop starting over so often. You begin stacking days. You begin trusting effort. You begin becoming the kind of person who can walk through resistance without losing themselves. Take the next step today. Not because it is easy, because it keeps you moving. And moving forward, even slowly, is how you become harder to stop.